Hello, beautiful souls. I'm Nadia, and today's soothing yoga flow has a focus on opening up those hips and showing some love to our lower back. You might want to grab some yoga blocks or a bolster to support your practice. So let's begin in child's pose. Bring your big toes to touch, open your knees wide, and then lower your sit bones down onto the heels. Extend your arms and walk your fingertips forward. Lower your chest and forehead down. Spread your fingertips and place your palms flat on the mat. Breathe in, finding length in your spine. Exhale, we're melting, surrendering into the pose. Let your body get softer with each breath. Soften your face, soften your neck, your shoulders, and your lower back. Take one more breath here. And slowly release from the pose. Walk your fingertips back towards you and come into a seated position. We're doing a few rounds of hip circles, so come onto your hands and knees and begin to move your hips in big clockwise circles. Engage your whole body as you're doing this. Let your spine be fluid. Inhale, open your chest as you're moving forward, and exhale as you're moving the hips back and rounding the spine. And let's reverse, going counterclockwise now. And one more. And now hold in tabletop position. Extend your left leg back and your right arm forward. Draw your navel in and lift your leg. And we're going to externally rotate the leg at the hip. Bring the knee forward to the center line over the side as you pull your right elbow back. Inhale, extend your arm and leg. Exhale, bring both to the center line. Last round, inhale, extend. Exhale, draw your arm and leg to center. Inhale, extend and hold. Exhale and lower your arm and leg down. Let's switch sides. Extend your right leg back and your left arm forward. Draw the navel in. Lift your leg. Inhale. And on the exhale, bring your leg and your arm to center. Inhale, extend. Exhale, flexion. Inhale, extension. Exhale, flexion. Extend and hold. And then release your leg and arm down. Tuck your toes, press your palms into the mat, and shift your hips back. Keep your knees bent. Let your tummy rest on your thighs. Take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, begin to move your hips from right to left, gently swinging from side to side. We're staying on the balls of the feet. And now come back to center, stay here, and slowly begin to draw the heels down and straighten the legs, coming into a full downward facing dog pose. Step your feet a little closer together. Reach your right leg up. Inhale. Open your hip. Exhale. And bend your knee. Keep your shoulders squared. And begin to create big circles with your knees. Inhale as you lift your leg up. And exhale as you lower. One more. And now straighten your leg, keep it up for a three-legged dog. Square your hips, take an inhale. And on the exhale, bring your knee into your chest, round your spine, and then drop your foot in between your hands. Bring your left palm down or onto a block. Take an inhale and reach your right arm up. Exhale, spread your fingertips and let the gaze follow. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, relax your neck. Lower your right hand down, drop your left knee, point your toes back. We're gonna come into a nice squat stretch. So bring your hands to your thighs, interlace your fingers, and gently push against your thigh to lift your chest up. Fixate your gaze on one spot to hold your balance. And you can now bring your hands to your hips or onto the blocks. We're gonna go a little deeper into the stretch. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, lower your hips down. Keep breathing. Gently lift your gaze and find a gentle arch in your back. Release your hands back down. Move your hips back, flex your front foot for a runner stretch. Inhale, find length in your spine. Reach your chest forward. Exhale, lower your chest down towards your knee to go deeper into the stretch. Make sure that your hips are squared, so you may have to draw that right hip back and the left hip forward. And then release from the pose, bend your front knee and step back into plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, lower your knees, your chest and your chin down. Glide through, press your palms into the mat. Inhale, lift your chest up for cobra. Exhale, bring your hips back to your heels and then lift your hips, pressing up into downward facing dog pose. Keep rooting down through the palms and firm your outer upper arms in. Inhale and reach your left leg up. Exhale, open your hip and bend your knee. Keep your shoulders squared and then begin to create big circles with your left knee. Connecting your breath to each movement. Inhale as you lift that leg. Exhale as you lower. And now keep your leg up, straighten it, come back into your three-legged dog, square your hips. Inhale. Exhale, step your leg all the way through in between your hands. Keep your right hand down. On the inhale, lift your left arm up. Let the gaze follow. Exhale. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Open your chest. One more breath. And then release your left hand down. Bring your right knee to the floor, point your right toes back, hands to your thigh, interlace your fingers, gently press up, lift your chest. Try to find one spot that you can fixate your gaze on for balance. Bring your hands to your hips or onto the block to sink your hips deeper and to melt into the stretch. Draw the elbows back to open your chest, to open the collarbones. Inhale. And on the exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Shift your hips back, flex your front foot. Find length in your spine. And fold forward. Breathe into that area where you might hold tension, softening with each breath. Gently release from the stretch, bend your front knee. Press your hands into the mat, step back into plank pose. Lower your knees, your chest, your chin. Press your hands into the mat, lift up, inhale. Exhale, lower. Push your hips back to your heels, and from here press yourself up into downward facing dog pose. We hold here for one breath. Inhale, look forward. Bend your knees, exhale. Walk to the front of your mat. Inhale, lift up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold Uttanasana. Inhale as you roll up to standing. Exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, lift your arms up over your head. Exhale, lean back, gently arch your spine. Swan dive over your legs and fold forward. Rise up halfway and step your left foot back into a lunge position. Bring your hands to the inside of your right foot and bring your left knee down to the floor. Stretch your left toes back. Gently press the inner thigh of your right leg, rolling onto the outer edge of your foot to go deeper and to open the hip. Bring your right shoulder back to open your chest and let your gaze follow. Deep ujjayi breaths if possible. And gently release. Bring your hands back to center. We're going to come down onto the elbows, so grab your blocks if you need to modify. And once you're ready, lower your torso down. Be gentle as you come into this deep hip opening stretch. And whenever you find yourself struggling with a pose, remember that your body is capable of amazing things. Trust it. Nurture it. And slowly release from the pose. Get rid of the blocks, lift your left knee off the mat, and step your foot forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach your arms up over your head. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer at the heart. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, lean back. And lower your arms down, come into your forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, step your right foot back. Bring your left hand to the inside of your left foot, lower your right knee down, stretch your toes back. Open your left hip by gently pressing your left hand against the inner thigh and rolling onto the outer edge of your left foot. Draw your left shoulder back and lift your gaze up. Release your leg, bring both hands to center and come either down onto the blocks or onto your forearms. Take a deep inhale and draw your sternum forward. Exhale, melt into this stretch. One more breath. Come back up, lift your right knee and step back into plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, roll over your toes, open your chest, upward facing dog. Exhale, shift your hips back. Find downward facing dog pose. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, bend your knees. And either step or jump forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, Utkatasana, inhale. Rise up to standing, exhale. We're going to come into Malasana, also known as Yogi Squat. So bring your feet slightly wider than hip width apart. Bring your hands to prayer position. Lower your hips down towards the ground, coming into a deep squat. Keep your heels on the floor if possible, but if your balance is challenging, place a folded mat under your heels or sit on a block. Align your knees with your toes and press your elbows against the inside of your knees. Lengthen your spine and keep your chest lifted. Engage your core to support your lower back. Keep your gaze forward or close your eyes to find stillness. Breathe deeply and slowly. Smile. To release, bring your hands to the floor, straighten your legs, walk your feet together, and stand up slowly. Step your feet about 3 to 4 feet apart. Turn your toes outward at a 45-degree angle so they point to the corners of the mat, and then lower your hips down. Bend your knees and make sure that they're directly above your ankles. Bring your hands to prayer at the heart and straighten your legs. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, lower your hips down. Again, inhale, lift up, straighten your legs. Exhale as you lower. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower, and stay here. Bring your hands down to the inner thighs. Turn your palms towards the front. Engage your pelvic floor muscles and gently draw your tailbone down. Inhale, raise your left arm up. Exhale, bring your right elbow to your right thigh and stretch your left arm over your ear. Hold here. And come back to center. Straighten your legs, shake them out. Reset and bend your knees again. Bring your left hand down and your right arm up. Inhale. Exhale and stretch your right flank. Draw your tailbone down towards the mat to maintain a neutral pelvis. Open your knees. And come back up. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn your toes forward. Bring your arms behind your back, interlace your fingers. Take an inhale, gently arch your back, look up. Exhale, hinge at your hips to fold forward for Prasarita Padottanasana C, a variation of the wide-legged forward bend. Allow your head to hang freely, keeping the neck relaxed. Keep lengthening your spine. Imagine your torso reaching forward as your hips move back. And gently release your hands. Bring the fingertips to the floor and walk your feet even wider apart. Root down through your right heel so the toes are pointing upward and your foot is flexed. Bend your left knee and gently lower your hips down. Again, if you can't bring your left heel down, you can use a block or roll up your mat under your heel for support. You have the option to stay on the fingertips or bring your hands together to prayer. One more breath. Release your hands down and push yourself up to switch sides. Right knee is bent, left foot is flexed. Now hinge back, lift up through the inner thigh of your left leg to create that external rotation of the hip. You can keep your fingertips on the floor or bring your hands together to prayer. Breathe deeply and keep your gaze fixated on one spot in front of you. Smile. To release from the stretch, bring your hands down and lift your hips. Walk your hands to the front of your mat and spin your toes forward. Bring your knees to the floor and your legs together. Hands to your hips. Extend your left leg out to the side with your toes pointing forward. Inhale and lift your right arm up. Exhale, stretch your arm up and over your ear, so you're feeling the lengthening of your right flank. Lower your right arm and bring your hand to your hip. Turn your left toes out in a 45-degree angle, bend your left knee, and let your left elbow rest on your thigh. So in this pose, we're rotating the hip in two different directions. While your left hip externally rotates, you're internally rotating the right. And gently release from the stretch, push yourself up, and switch sides. Extend your right leg out to the side, toes are pointing forward. Reach your left arm up, inhale. Exhale, tilt your upper body to the right, stretching your flank. Engage your core and lift up through the inner thigh of the extended leg. Bring your left hand down to your hip and turn your right toes out in a 45-degree angle and bend your right knee. Right elbows resting on your thigh as you shift your weight onto that right leg. Hold here for one more breath. And then release the pose. Come onto your hands and knees and make your way into downward facing dog pose. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, bring your foot to the front of your mat for pigeon pose. Angle your right shin under your torso and extend your left leg straight behind you. Use a pillow for modification if you need to. You may need to shift your left hip forward and your right hip back to square your hips, and make sure that your right foot is flexed to protect the knee. And once you feel comfortable, you can bring your forearms down to the floor, and we're going to stay here for a few breaths. Bring your attention inward and remember that your practice is a reflection of your commitment to self-care and self-love. Honor every moment of being here. To come out of the pose, press into your hands, lift your hips, and slide your right leg back for a down dog. Lengthen your spine. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, step your foot to the front of your mat. Angle your left shin under your torso and extend your right leg back. Point your toes. Bring your left knee forward toward your left wrist and flex your right foot to protect the knee. And again, use a pillow or a block for support. Keep your weight evenly distributed between both hips and then lower down onto your forearms. Breathe deeply and relax into the stretch. With each exhale, try to release tension in your hips. Remember to listen to your body, and if you feel any pain, ease out of the pose. Consistent practice can improve flexibility over time, but avoid pushing yourself too hard. Slowly come out of the pose. Press into your hands, lift your hips, and slide your left leg back for a quick downward facing dog pose. Lower your knees to the floor and sit back on your heels. We're going to lay down on our back, so grab a bolster or a firm pillow. Place the bolster lengthwise along your spine from the bottom of your lumbar spine or tailbone up. Take your time to settle in here and get comfortable. Let your arms rest by your sides. And now bring the soles of your feet together at a comfortable distance from the body and allow your hips to open wide. This will help reset your spine and target any lower back pain. Place your palms with the thumbs facing in where the thigh and the hip bone meet. Give it a little push to create more space and lengthen your spine. Breathe deeply. And let go of your hands. We'll be here for a couple of breaths, So bring your attention inward and tune in with your breath. Allow your body to completely let go and surrender to the floor. Let the tension melt away. Slowly come out of the pose. Bring your knees together and roll onto your right side. Use your left hand to push yourself up into a seated position. Get rid of your pillow or your bolster. Lie down on your back with your knees bent and feet on the floor. Rest your head and your neck comfortably on the mat, maintaining a neutral spine. Walk your feet in a little closer to your butt. Press your palms into the mat. Inhale, lift your hips up. Exhale, roll your spine down and lower your hips. Again, inhale, roll up vertebra by vertebra. Exhale, lower your buttocks down. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, lower. Last time, inhale, lift, stay up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together to open your chest. Make sure that your feet are parallel, toes facing forward, and firm your outer thighs in. Hold here for one more breath. And slowly release your hips down to the mat. Bring your knees into your chest, hugging the shins. Gently roll from side to side, giving yourself a little lower back massage. And come into happy baby pose from here. Hold the outer edges of your feet with your hands. Open your knees slightly wider than your torso and bring the soles of your feet to face the ceiling. Keep your tailbone on the mat and relax your shoulders. And release the pose. For our last supine twist, draw your navel towards your spine to engage the core and cross your right leg over your left leg. Lift your hips slightly off the mat and shift them a couple of inches to the right to create a better alignment of the spine, and then gently guide your legs to the left side. Extend your right arm out to the side in line with your shoulder and turn your head to the right. And if you struggle to be in this position or you want to modify, simply stack your right leg on top of your left leg. And now, if you haven't already, close your eyes. Find stillness and take long, slow, deep breaths, focusing on the expansion and contraction of your rib cage. And gently come out of the twist, lift your knees, bring your feet to the floor, and again modify and stack your knees if you need to, or cross your left leg over your right leg. Lift your hips to align the spine, and bring your legs down to the right. Extend your left arm out to the side, and turn your head to gaze over your left shoulder if it feels comfortable. Then close your eyes and turn your attention inward. As you breathe in, welcome positive energy and self-love. With each exhale, release tension and make space for self-compassion. and gently release from the twist. Lift your knees, align your spine, and extend your legs out. Bring your feet hip-width apart and allow your arms to rest by your sides with palms facing up. Gently close your eyes to shift your focus inward. Shavasana. Slowly begin to deepen your breath, bringing awareness back to your body. Start by gently moving your fingers and toes. Slowly roll onto one side in a fetal position. Press your palm into the floor to lift yourself into a seated position. Sit quietly for a moment, allowing your body and mind to reawaken. Thank yourself for showing up on your mat today. Carry the strength, balance, and serenity you cultivated in class into the rest of your day. Bring your hands to prayer one last time and bow your head in gratitude. Namaste. If you enjoyed this class, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I see you next time. Bye.